back in early 2000, my dog Luna had early signs of renal failure, and I could not come up with any solutions to help her. I kind of threw my hands up and I went to a holistic veterinarian who gave me some literature on a diet based on bones and raw food or biologically appropriate raw food. So I just started tinkering around in the kitchen, came up with a recipe that actually seemed to work for her. I saw increase in energy, increased desire to actually consume food, overall happiness. And just by merely seeing the results, it inspired me to say, wow, how can I bring this to other pets for better health and long life and happiness? All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us here today. We are thrilled to have the opportunity to present to you our latest innovation. So welcome to the future of Kibble. Our latest innovation is Primal Kibble in the Raw. And I am here today with my colleague, Dr. James Templeman, to discuss this latest innovation that we've created over the last 3 years. My name is Matt Koss. I'm the founder and Chief Product Officer at Primal, and my day-to-day is really based in leading the innovation and development teams here at Primal. I'm going to have James give a brief introduction of himself, and then we're going to start talking to you about this new innovation and give you a little bit more detail about how we created the product, why we created the product, and James will talk to you about the science, the nutrition, and facts about the product itself. So welcome, James Templeman, everybody. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is James. I'm the Director of Nutrition and Formulation here at Primal. I've been with Primal since January of 2022 after coming over from about a decade in academia, where I studied at the University of Guelph, and that's in Ontario, Canada, for most of you who are probably unaware. During my time there, I did my bachelor's, my master's, my PhD, as well as my postdoctoral fellowship, with those latter 2 degrees specifically in nutrition, with an emphasis or focus on protein and amino acid metabolism. So really excited to be here today, and I'm more excited just to be able to share the stage with our founder, Matt. So I'll hand it off to you.
Thank you, James. So for any of you that are not familiar, and the video gave a brief history on the brand, we started Primal back in 2001 with really the goal of producing the highest quality pet foods, raw pet foods, available on the market. And the ultimate goal was through education and through the partnerships with our retailers and distributors to get these foods into as many pets' bowls as possible. And over the last 20 plus years, we've achieved quite a bit. Our mission of getting our foods into as many bowls has really become a dream come true, and I think we can all see that in the category's growth. And over the years, really, that mission has been, the foundation of that has really been built in producing the foods with the highest quality ingredients that are then scientifically formulated to be species appropriate for dogs and cats. And so over the years, you know, the category's grown, and I think we've had tremendous success in what we've done to help build the category, and we've wanted to continue that mission over the years. So over the past 3 years, our development team and our nutrition team, which includes James and several other people, we wanted to produce a product and develop a product that we could then kind of transition and bridge the gap between our alternative category and the kibble category. That's really been the biggest challenge for us over the years, because we want to be able to speak and educate about what we do and the benefits of feeding raw to a consumer base that may not know who we are. And in order to do that, we wanted to develop a product that was similar to kibble, but still delivered the benefits of raw nutrition. And in that, we have come to market with this new product line called Kibble in the Raw. And our intention with doing this was really to maintain the tenets of the Primal brand, which is highest quality ingredients, no synthetic vitamins and minerals, and deliver in a format that wouldn't change the consumer behavior. So we wanted that to kind of enact a behavior that was similar to scoop and serve, and really be able to transition consumers that weren't familiar with our category into a product, a raw product, because this is truly a raw product. This is 100% freeze-dried, but not change their behavior. but yet at the same time, deliver that nutritional value that we've been selling for the past 23 years. So this product line is developed using the same quality ingredients that we use in all of our raw, frozen, and our legacy freeze-dried diets. That's whole muscle proteins, which are fresh whole muscle proteins of the highest quality, air-dried organic produce. We use cold-pressed fish oils. It's the first time in the history of Primal that we've actually incorporated a grain into our food, which is pre-digested or pre-gelatinized sorghum. And we've delivered it in a format that is now a freeze-dried product similar to a Kibble diet in its scoopable format. And so what we really feel today is that we're able to now have conversations with consumers and offer our retailers the ability to have conversations with consumers about the benefits of feeding raw without having to change that behavior, and also offer it at a price point that is similar to a very high quality Kibble. So we're excited about this, and being here at the show and having conversations with retailers, it has really been clear to me that this product line is something that's now going to be able to bridge that gap and bring the Kibble consumer into the alternative category. This product line is produced in our plant down in Abilene, Texas, which is a state-of-the-art facility. It's in the same plant which we produce all of our freeze-dried products, our legacy freeze-dried products. And the technology is exactly the same as our current legacy freeze-dried products. So no different. There are a lot of questions that people ask, how do you produce this? Is it different than what you produce today? And it is absolutely in its core foundation of the ingredient quality and the process no different than what we produce today or have been producing for the last 20 years in our freeze-dried products. So I'm going to pass this over now to James and allow him to speak to you about the scientific and nutritional details in this product. And we invite everybody, of course, to come over to our booth throughout the show and ask questions. And we'd like to educate you further about this product line. Our team is incredibly excited. We feel that this is absolutely groundbreaking innovation. There's really nothing like this in the industry. And we're following the mission of being able to bring more healthy pet food to more pets. And that's really been the goal of our brand for the last 20 years. And we're excited to be able to continue to do this through the groundbreaking innovation. So with that, I'm going to pass you on to James Templeman and allow him to educate you further about the science and nutrition of this groundbreaking innovation. James, thank you.
Thank you, Matt. I would be remiss not to show the videos that I'm sure our PR director wanted us to show during that first half of the talk here, but it's okay because I will also take a second to say that, I've heard Matt talk about Primal Pet Foods and its origin so many times over the last 2 to 3 years, and every single time, I just don't think I'm ever going to tire of it. Every time he speaks about Primal and his desire to bring healthy and nutritious pet food to as many pets as possible, he truly does speak with this same sincerity and devotion as you guys are seeing on stage here today. I've seen it for 3 years. It's really quite inspiring. It makes me very grateful that I have the opportunity to work alongside such a wonderfully humble and hardworking person. So I just wanted to put that out there now, even though he probably didn't expect me to do this. But at the end of the day, I am not here to rave about Matt. I am here to rave about Kibble and the Raw and really share with you guys a little bit of detail about how over the last 3 years, we've really made a concerned effort to show through research that this new innovation performs just as admirably as our legacy raw diets. And I have to make a note of the fact that that is no easy feat. We have more than 20 years of experience really mastering the craft of manufacturing raw pet food, so it's a true testament to the performance of this new innovation. And going back to where it all began on the research front, January of 2022, coincidentally, right when I started here at Primal, I'm not saying that that had any influence on the decisions, but we initiated a 3-leg collaborative research project with Dr. Kelly Swanson and his research laboratory out of the University of Illinois. This was a really exciting venture for us at Primal. We'd never really waded into the waters of sponsored university-led research before, but It's been an exhilarating ride ever since, and it's a relationship and partnership that I really hope that we can continue to build on and nurture in the coming years, because it's been just a really fruitful venture for both sides, I feel. Now, bear with me here because I have about 5 minutes to cover 2 years plus of research, which really doesn't do it the justice that it deserves. But if I have to really kind of cram it into a nutshell, I'll say that we set out with the overarching goal of assessing the nutrient digestibility of our chicken-based complete and balanced formulas, of course, including our Kibble in the Raw innovation. We really also set about to evaluate some ancillary outcomes as well, looking at how feeding of these different diet formats may affect general health and nutritional status, as well as gastrointestinal health and function and modulation of the microbiome. And I'll kind of talk a little bit about that in a second here, but that's part of our third study that is yet to be published. So I'm really going to be focusing on the digestibility side of things. So we did set out with the goal of having 3 individual research projects carried out over a 2-year span, and each had its own, I guess, discrete objective. So our first study, we really just wanted to focus on assessing the amino acid digestibility of our own 3 primal formats, being our frozen raw, our freeze-dried raw, and of course, our Kibble in the Raw innovation. We really felt as though it was going to be the best litmus test for Kibble in the Raw. We have such confidence in the performance of our legacy raw diets, we really felt as though, why not make that first hurdle the hardest to jump over? And it was quite successful in jumping over that first hurdle. Our second study was then very similarly structured in that the primary objective of interest was still amino acid digestibility, but this time we wanted to broaden our comparison a little bit and look to compare the performance of Kibble in the Raw with that of other commercially available alternative formats on the market. And these included things like a competitor's freeze-dried diet, a fresh cooked diet, as well as a premium extruded kibble as well. And then in the third study, we really just wanted to bring everything together and holistically evaluate how feeding of all of these different diet formats may affect things like, again, general health and nutritional status, gastrointestinal health and function, and of course the hot topic everywhere in the science world and pet, which is modulation of that microbiome. So we are very excited to be able to say that the results from our first 2 studies are officially published in print in the Journal of Animal Science. For any of you who are unaware, the Journal of Animal Science is a reputable, but most importantly, peer-reviewed scholarly journal. And it's also going to be our hopeful landing spot for our third study. We anticipate submitting our third study results for publication consideration this spring. So keep your eyes peeled, and maybe this time next year we'll have some more really interesting results to discuss with you guys all about, again, the performance of this innovative product. But I don't necessarily have time to deep dive into all of the wonderful results from our first 2 studies, but I do just want to make mention of some kind of higher level take-home messages, specifically from our first study itself. So first and foremost, the take-home message was that all 3 of our diets performed exceptionally well. Across our 3 diet formats, the average essential amino acid digestibility was a remarkable 92%. And there were no differences detected in amino acid digestibility across these 3 diet formats. And that's really just an indication of equivalently high performance across these 3 offerings. And on top of that, detected levels of what I'll refer to as reactive lysine, which really gives us, I guess, an approximate indication of amino acid bioavailability, also exceeded 90% through these diets. So again, this is just a testament to the fact and really data to support the notion that while Kibble in the Raw is absolutely at the forefront when it comes to innovation in raw nutrition, that we can say with the utmost confidence and data to support it that the performance of this diet is there without us ever having to sacrifice the quality and overall feeding experience of this innovative item. And now before I do hand the floor back to Matt, I do just want to say that while we're really striving to make a difference in the industry by way of sponsored research in collaboration with reputable academic institutions such as the University of Illinois, we also have a lot of respect for and admiration for the feedback that we get from our trusted distributors, our retail partners, and of course our consumers. In our minds, there's really no better setting for us to evaluate the performance of a brand new innovative product than right in a pet parent's home. So prior to our launch, we really set about with this goal of trying to do what we're calling our first taste trial. And we look to recruit over 40 happy and healthy dogs from one of our trusted retail partners and had their owners feed them exclusively Kibble in the Raw for 1 full month. And I'll admit we came into this test trial with you could say cautiously optimistic expectations, but based on the results and feedback we got, it was better than we ever could have imagined. A resounding 97% of those who participated said that their dogs were consuming kibble in the raw with as much or more enthusiasm than they had on their traditional diet. And I want to make it known that we were recruiting dogs that were coming up on a myriad of different diet backgrounds. Some were kibble fed, some were raw fed, and some were raised on a combination or rotation of different diet formats. So this cohort really did represent the true spectrum, I guess, of diet preference. And on top of that, 50% of those who participated said that once their dog began eating kibble in the raw, there was visible improvements in their stool quality. And owners also self-reported improvements in other metrics like skin and coat health, overall energy levels, and body composition as well. So it really came as no surprise to us with all of these glowing reviews and feedback that at the end of the trial period, when those who participated asked if they would consider to continue feeding their dogs kibble in the raw, 95% of those who participated said that kibble in the raw would now either be a staple in their dog's diet or at least part of their dog's daily diet rotation. And this was just such a great way for us to show our retail partners the confidence that we have in the performance of this product, but it was also a really nice way for us to get an opportunity to gather real in-life data to support the notion that the in-home feeding experience of kibble in the raw is truly unmatched, just like its performance is. And with that, I will hand the floor back to our trusted founder, Matt, to take us home to the end.
Thank you, James. I don't know if we have another slide. So, James, thank you very much. I think the science that we have had the opportunity to be a part of is really telling about the product line that we've created. It's really the first time in the history of Primal that we've gone this deep on the scientific study and the performance of these products. And that is much due in part to bringing a gentleman like James Templeman on with the knowledge and expertise that he brings to our brand, and we're very thankful for that. As well, and I think this goes without saying, but over the years, the success of this brand would not have been possible without the partnership that we have with our trusted retail partners and our distributor partners. So from my heart and from the entire Primal family, we'd like to thank all of you for giving us support over the past 20 plus years, because without that support and that passion from the retail community and from the distributor community, we really wouldn't be where we are today. So thank you to all of you, and thank you for coming and visiting with us this morning. We are available at booth 426. So please, if you have additional questions, comments, inquiries, come join us. We'd be happy and really thrilled to speak to you further about what we're bringing to market and the benefits of these products to the beloved companion animals that we are here to serve. So thank you very much. Enjoy your day, and we look forward to seeing you over at 426. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. There you go, James. Thank you, sir.